Good morning. Good morning. Do me a favor, guys. Please go out and hit the like button. Click that little X and hit that thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. Last night, Debbie and I did a live, and I I really enjoyed that tell all live we did. And I don't know if YouTube are playing with the numbers, but right now we're sitting at 1.4 views. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay. And then for concurrent viewers last night in the chat, we had 63. And I'm like, okay. So if you guys did watch the live stream we did last night, I would appreciate if you guys just leave a comment. That helps with everything. So, yeah, that's about it. So let me go in and say good morning. It was fun. I enjoyed that. Debbie and I just go off on tangents. We talk about everything, but we stuck to the tell-all. Hi, Susan. Good morning. Hi, Tina. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Mari Mar. Hi, Debbie with an I. Hi, Flower Power. Good morning. Creed, good morning. Jennifer, positivity. I'm so happy to see you. Good morning. Jenny, oh, good morning. Thank you, Jennifer. We try. Let's see. We definitely try. But I just love going on panel with Debbie. I really do. And the fact when she was watching, she called me on the phone. She goes, "You got me watching this shit." And I was rolling. I said, "But you see, you're watching it now. I have to wait 3 more hours." So, and I had to watch with commercials because it's not on Max. Hi, Brown Eyed Cutie. Good morning. Oh my God. Thank you. You and Debbie are great on panel together when you are Thank you. Debbie is something else. She really is. Oh my God. So, guys, we have an update on Micah Miller. Scott Peterson is in the news again. Scott Peterson. There's a docuseries that's coming on, and it's going to be on Peacock. It's a 3-part series, and they're going to talk about. He's going to tell his side about the M of his wife and unborn child. So it comes on August 20th, and it's called Face to Face with Scott Peterson. And this is from Universal Television. I don't know if I want to watch it. It's going to be like Casey Anthony, I think. She's going to give us all of these theories, and, it's going to be the one-armed man that drove the van, kidnapped Lacey, drove the van, drove it to the bay, threw her out, brought the van back to, Modesto, parked it a half a mile from their house and set it on fire. It's the one-armed man that did it, okay? So, and this happens to coincide with his Innocent Project and with him getting the DNA being tested on the duct tape. So, the guy that's doing the docuseries, he spent decades investigating Lacey's, the theories surrounding Lacey's M. So just wanted to put that out there for you guys if you want to watch it. It's going to be on Peacock. So that's where it's going to be. Ooh, and in other news, what streaming service is going to Peacock? It's going to be on Peacock. I think I'm going to watch it just to watch it because I want to see how his explanation about things, even though, we heard it in the courtroom, but I want to see after 20-something years how all of this is going to pan out. So I definitely want to see it. I was thinking about it. I said, if I can watch Casey Anthony, I should be able to watch this, so I will. And let's see, what else is there? Oh, hi, Christoph fan, always. Good morning. So let's take a look at Micah Miller's case right now, which Micah Miller's family and the infamous pastor, John Paul Miller, they have reached a settlement in this case. So let me go here. Let me put this on big screen. And John Paul says this is over. Don't matter that my wife allegedly pew-pewed herself because I was driving her to do it. But it's over, guys. It is over.
6 Solid Rock Church pastor John Paul Miller and his late wife's family came.
And did we see how he walked out the courtroom smiling? Did we see how he walked out the courtroom smiling?
To an agreement today to end all legal disputes. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Trish Williford.
And I'm Edward Moody. Micah Miller died by suicide at Lumber River State Park on April 27th.
Stop saying that, because I still don't believe it.
Filed for divorce. News 13's Adriana Lawrence joins us live outside the courthouse in Conway. And Adriana, how did both sides come to this agreement?
Well, Trish, Edward, not only did they come to that agreement you spoke about, but the family decided to withdraw their request to become a special administrator over Micah's estate. They say this is just
that was her sister.
Both John Paul, Micah's family, and their lawyers met during a probate hearing today after John Paul filed a motion to have Micah's sister Sierra removed as special administrator. In about 20 minutes, both parties agreed to withdraw that request. Regina Ward, attorney for Micah's family, and Russell Long for John Paul say the families want to set their differences aside and honor Micah. Ward says the focus is now Micah's law to strengthen protections for victims of abuse across South Carolina. Coming up on News 13 at 11, you'll hear how
Micah Miller's case has now been settled. The sister is not going to try to be. Hi, good morning, Grumpy. Grumpy, I caught your replay last night. I was live at 5:30. You guys went live at 5, and I was getting everything together for my live. So I did go back. I watched the replay, and now I need to go in and comment. It was really a great stream, and I caught your live from Sunday, and I'm really happy that Josie apologized to DJ, but Josie was going off. She was going off. So good morning and welcome to the chat. So guys, Grumpy Italian really has, Grumpy Italian is one channel, which is his channel. Well, DJ's on there too. And then there's the DJ and Grumpy Italian channel. So, and he really does great videos. I just enjoy it because he puts a spin on things and it just makes you laugh at all the craziness that's going on. So if you haven't checked out Grumpy's channel, please just check it out and see. You might find that you like it. So we not got rid of, I didn't mean to say get rid of, that we got rid of it. But Micah Miller, I'm not going to say, well, I am going to say it. I'm disappointed because I feel that there's not enough that was done. There's not enough. I mean, I get it. They've ruled it an SSI. I get that part. Okay, they ruled it that. But then you have to think about it. His girlfriend's husband died mysteriously on Labor Day at a public pool that he goes to every morning. The man has a history of abuse. Even if he didn't do it himself, he drove her to do it. I still don't think that she killed herself. You can hear somebody telling her where she was located at. And then, she wanted to call so her family know where to find her when she could have pinned her location to let the family know, hey, you can find my body here. Oh, I'm getting to that too. I have that on deck. I have it queued up and ready to go. I didn't even know you sent it to me, Jennifer. But there were Good morning, sister. Good morning. Good morning, Patricia. I have that on deck. It is queued up and ready to go. It's the audio of him talking to his superior officer, which is next up on deck. Damn, Jennifer, we think alike. So even with the Micah Miller situation, I don't think it's not as cut and dry as it seems. And there's nothing that no one's going to tell me that's going to make me believe that. No, I don't believe she killed herself. I just don't. Nothing adds up. You mean to tell me she got a map, pulled it up on Google Maps, drove there, but then when they asked her where she was at, she didn't know. Good morning, Ritz. She didn't know. And then you can hear, I mean, seriously, increase that audio. Who did it? I forgot what channel it was. It was the news. You can hear someone telling her where she's at. None of it makes sense to me. None of it. You don't know where you at when you could have dropped a pin. People drop pins now. And then, you know, you hear about her stopping at the gas station. There was a man, actually leaning on her car. Then when she went to buy the gun, there was another guy that was following her. You can see he pulled in right after her, never got out the car. And then when she comes back out, he's following her. She stops for gas. There's another guy. So I don't know if there were two guys in a car or not, but he's actually leaning up against her car. And then the fact that she was found on the property or adjacent to the property that his lawyer owns, who's being investigated right now for fraud. Sonya Massey is not far from me. You can bet I would be at any protest moving forward. Please do, and send me the footage. Please do. There was just so much was going on with Micah Miller. It made me sick to my stomach to know that they're just going to go, oh, well, that's it. It's ruled an exercise. And then the fact that the older guy, hi, Cheech, the older guy that was at the lake that day, his story keeps fucking changing. His story keeps changing. Shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. I mean, and I follow the Facebook page. I follow her. I see the investigation. I mean, we know that man had something to do. Well, at least I know. I feel it that he had something to do with this. Good morning, Sweets and Beyond. I was just talking about Micah Miller and how her family and, you know, the infamous Pastor John Paul Miller, the one that was laying on the ground saying he had bugs crawling all over him. They've reached a settlement. I want to know why they settled. I want to know what's going on. Good morning, Parm. Parm, long time no see. Good morning. I don't believe that woman killed herself at all. I just don't. I don't believe it. So that's the update on the Micah Miller situation. Let's see. Let me get to the audio with Officer Sean Patrick Grayson. Okay. So I think I'm gonna move it down here because every time I play it on see, Sweet, you don't believe it either. No one believes this. Her own family don't believe it. Her friends don't believe it. This man is being investigated for fraud. He has bought so many cars under the church's name, which the building he owns. His lawyer is being investigated. The FBI is investigating fraud that was going to this nonprofit. It just stinks to high heaven that it's like, okay, it's exercise. Let's just let it go. I can see if they found her in home, with the gun in her hand, that kind of stuff. But she was in the water when she kayed herself. Why would you get in the water? Why would you drive all that way to commit suicide? Stop to get gas, get something to drink. Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to kay myself. Let me just get me some gas. Let me get me something to drink. Let me just do this. Oh yeah, I got to put that up. Let me just do this, because today is the day that I'm going to off myself. That just doesn't make any sense to me. People kay themselves in their car. Some check in the hotels. Some do it at home. But nope. Nope. You're going to drive to some place you've never been. Google map it. Oh, let me just go kill myself in a state park. Why not? It's a beautiful day outside. My husband's out of town with his girlfriend at a sporting event for one of her kids. Isn't that sweet? Let me just do this. And while I'm at it, I'm going to step into the water. So that way when the gun drops, it'll be in the water and it's really going to be hard to get fingerprints. Good morning, Scotland. That makes so much sense to me. That makes so much sense to me. So, oh, good gracious. All right, let me get to this. So I have two different audios, okay? Let's listen to him being let's go make this bigger so we can. All right, guys, let's listen.
7 months on. How are you still employed by us?
Oh, hold on. Let me go back.
7 months on. How are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Sean, do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, I do, sir.
And I've had this conversation with you before. If we can't trust what you say and what you see, we can't have you in our uniform. I'm calling you on your integrity. How does that make you feel?
I'm learning from it.
Are you angry with me for it?
I don't.
Do you understand it?
Yes. I don't get angry with this because, one, I have no experience. Before I came here, I had no experience. Two, I wasn't allowed to do this right here. I was not allowed to review my videos.
This is termination. I'm getting goosebumps. This is extremely concerning.
This is Logan County.
Everybody likes you. I got to be able to trust you. Was this a purposefully done lie?
No. I full-heartedly, I still believed I was on North Madison until you just pulled up Google Maps and showed me in the daytime.
This is going to get deeper because you're going to have a hard time answering some questions here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one audio. And then here is the other audio.
Learning more about the Illinois Sheriff's deputy charged in the death of mother Sonya Massey.
Information about Deputy Sean Grayson's past is raising questions about why he was hired in the first place. And that includes having held 6 different jobs in law enforcement dating back to 2020. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the details.
New details emerging from allegations of aggression and integrity issues involving Sean Grayson. He's the former Illinois Sheriff's deputy charged in the murder of Sonya Massey. She called 911 earlier this month to report a suspected prowler at her Springfield home. Body camera video shows Grayson responding and later shooting Massey as she
I'm so sick of seeing that video.
Water.
I really am.
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water. You shot her? Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water.
Grayson has held 6 different jobs in law enforcement since 2020. And now ABC News has obtained records from his 11-month tenure at the Logan County
Hi,
Sheriff's
Golden
Office,
Girls. Good
including
morning.
recordings between Grayson and his supervisors discussing inaccuracies in his police reports.
We had this conversation. I told you in that meeting, review all your reports.
So this is the follow-up from the other meeting that they had, and he is reiterating what he told him. So this is another disciplinary conversation.
Make sure they're right.
One supervisor is heard reprimanding Grayson for misconduct.
The sheriff and I will not tolerate lying,
Good morning,
deception.
Ben Crack.
and I have told you that I have zero tolerance for stretching the law. Because when you have officers that stretch the law, they will get caught, they will get prosecuted, and they will handcuff the rest of law enforcement.
Records also show a woman filed a complaint claiming Grayson tried to watch as she was strip searched. But according to the paperwork, Grayson left the Logan County Sheriff's Office last year in good standing. He was hired days later by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office.
His
where he was
fiance, his
working at
daddy,
the time of
retired from
Massey's
there.
shooting.
Deputy
Sangamon
Chief.
County Sheriff Jack Campbell says his department failed Massey.
She called for help and we failed. That's all she did. That's all she did was call for help.
Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Sheriff Campbell
I
has
don't know, Pat.
refused to resign for
Oh my
hiring.
God, his eyes are gorgeous. Oh my God, his eyes are gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
Before his policing career, Grayson was also convicted of DUI twice and was kicked out of the military. He's pleaded not guilty to murder.
So he was kicked out, pled not guilty, and then days later, after he left Logan, he was hired where his fiance's dad, now he's retired deputy chief. Now, that wouldn't play any factor in the fact that he was hired at Sangamon, right? Right? That wouldn't play anything in there. Hi, Glenn Crack. How are you? 6 jobs. Exactly. 6 in 4 years. 6 in 4 years. Pat, I hope they do sue the state. How could they sue the state, though? So, okay. And I was wondering that too, Jennifer, seriously. How could they sue the state? Because if he hasn't been on record, now they've had conversations with, this surprised me. I wonder, because they said secret recordings. Did Grayson know he was being recorded in these conversations with his chiefs or his commanding officer? Did he know this? How do they sue the state? I'm sure Ben Crump is going to come up with a way. But how do you sue? You have 6 different police departments. And he left Logan, they said, in good standing. So undoubtedly, all of these were verbal. There were no written, because I do verbal warnings. I document that I had a conversation, but it's a verbal warning. Until I put you on a PIP or a performance improvement plan, it's all just conversation. But I'll make a note, had a conversation, blah, 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 blah. We'll follow up in a couple of weeks. But it doesn't detail everything. So how do you sue if he was never written up? That's what I want to know. I think they can sue, but they need to make sure the money they win comes out of police pay. Oh. I'm sure Ben Crump is going to come up with a very creative way, because the fact that he pled guilty to 2 DUIs and he was a police officer at the time, and the fact that he was dishonorably discharged from the military for serious misconduct, but that they hired him. I don't know if they were that hard up for officers or whatever, but I'm just trying to figure out, how do you sue? Nope, they shouldn't. It should come from, it should come from police pensions. But then again, you're making, when you say that, you have good cops that are suffer because of one bad apple, 1 or 2 bad apples. But what I found most telling is when we viewed that video, is that his partner never agreed with what he was saying. His partner never backed him up. Never once did he back him up. And the fact when he got to the house, his body cam was not on. We were always looking at it from the second officer's body cam until he actually pew-pewed her. That's when he turned on his body cam. It incentivizes the good cops to get the bad apples out. Well, that's true too. That's true too, Pat. That's true. 3 strikes, you're out. They have that rule in I thought they got rid of that rule in California, but I don't think so. I know they were putting it into, see, in California, it doesn't matter if it's a misdemeanor, felony, whatever. That's 3 strikes. In Texas, it's 3 felonies. And you're in for life. I need to know how would they sue, because I'm really interested in finding out how. And I was thinking about that. When Ben Crump comes on the scene, it's going to be about the money. It's the money, 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 money. No amount of money is going to replace that woman. I'm sorry, Sonya Massey. No amount of money is going to replace Sonya Massey. Just like no amount of money was going to replace Breonna Taylor. But they're quick to settle. Oh my God, Pat, I love you. Thank you, Glenn Crack, for bringing that to my attention. You go ahead, Pat Alexander. Go ahead, girl. So, this is crazy. Now, guys, about, I'm going to say about 40, well, what? Yes, this was, hold on. So this was like a day ago, and they were talking about the fires and how it engulfed. So let me see. I feel so bad for his partner. I'm glad he did the right thing. Yes, he did. And if you, hi, Wyatt, and we watch, he went to his car. He was shaking. That man was shaking. He went to clean his hands because he was trying to hold pressure on that wound. Even though Grayson says, oh, no, there's no need for that. It's a headshot. Good morning, Sarah motherfucking Z. Good morning. That is the way for most states. Okay. Sarah says, good morning, everybody. Sorry, she can't tag everyone. Okay, just wanted to let you know she can't tag everybody. So they were talking about the park fires. The park fire that's in California, which is now the 7th largest wildfire ever. And I just want you guys to see this footage of this. Good morning, Bite Me Ray. Good morning. Okay, here we go.
West, the park fire in Northern California, front and center, and growing at an incredible pace. ABC's Jacqueline Lee joins us now with the latest from near Chico, California. Jacqueline, good morning.
Wait, good morning to you. You can see the fire ripped through everything within a matter of minutes. It went straight through this house. You can see a mangled refrigerator. You can see straight into the living room. And over here, you can see the flames burned through this car.
This morning, California's biggest fire of the year, scorching more than 350,000 acres, larger than the size of Los Angeles, now 10% contained. With more than 130 structures destroyed, the fire consuming everything in its path, burning more than 5,000 acres an hour. These are the before and after satellite images showing the extent of the park fire's massive devastation.
As you can see, there's a lot of spot fires popping up, the smoke incredibly thick, turning the sky orange. And this comes as firefighters are racing to get the park fire under control ahead of the next heat wave.
This as evacuation orders are expanding beyond the initial Tehama and Butte counties, pushing into the neighboring Shasta and Plumas counties. Governor Gavin Newsom declaring a state of emergency.
It got really burned up.
As we toured the devastation just outside Chico, we came across rancher John Russell.
How much in damages did this cost your family?
I can't tell you yet.
He took us on a ride through the 200-acre Joselyn Hall Ranch. Firefighters constructing a fire line around the barn.
That's what saved this place.
And most importantly,
That's Amaryllis.
their beloved cattle survived.
Oh my God.
Like a miracle.
You know what? I forgot about this. I forgot about the cattle and then all the vineyards and stuff. I completely forgot about livestock. Because, you know, people are going to get their family pets out. But then you have all this livestock if you can't get them out. So I was watching the other day, and there was a between people going from California to Nevada or Nevada to California, there was a 30-mile backup. People were running out of gas on the freeway. They were just sitting there, 30 miles backup. Families, I mean, they said they had some firefighters came to a gas station that was passing out water and stuff for those that made it to the gas station. 30 miles, hours and hours. This one woman did it. She was just sitting out there for hours, not moving. And there was no way to go. There was no way to get off because it's all desert. There was no way for you to go. So I was like, Jesus Christ.
Standing here and you see all of them walking towards us.
Yeah.
Their family.
Yeah.
And the community overall anxiously waiting for what's next. The combination of decreased temperatures and higher humidity have helped firefighters overnight.
Another major concern there. Jacqueline Lee for us. Thank you.
What happens when you...
Okay, so we have some secret recordings of this predator group that the sheriff put together. Okay, this is Miller's Police Department, and they were putting together this group that was going to do a sting operation on predators. Now, they speak about TBI in this one as well. Now, if you guys were following me and Terry Lynn way back when we were talking about the kids that were found in barrels and how they were smuggling these kids that were disappearing out. That's mentioned in here, but they're saying that's not true. But there are so many kids and teens that were missing. And one girl said, well, one young lady escaped and said that she was being trafficked by TBI. So I want to talk about that, but at first I want to talk about this 12-year-old little girl.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Fact.
I want to talk about this 12-year-old little girl that caged her 8-year-old cousin. And then George Lopez, bye, sweetie. She killed her 8-year-old cousin and tried to cover it up. This is Isaiah Thomas. Okay. I didn't like Isaiah when I was there, but let's just listen to what Isaiah has to say for a few minutes.
Uncensored, and we appreciate you staying up late with us. First up on The Factor, we start off tonight's show talking about a grueling situation. A 12-year-old girl is accused of smothering and killing her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone on July 15th in Humboldt, Tennessee. They were both visiting their grandmother's house. Now, according to the county's prosecutor, a security camera recorded the killing inside the bedroom the young girl shared. The recording shows the older child using bedding to suffocate her cousin as she slept in the top bunk. After the child died, the 12-year-old cleaned up the victim and repositioned her body in bed. We have with us to talk about this tonight, therapist Dr. Jasmine Boone and fathers Lewis Hunter. So, Lewis,
what do you think? And it is, but I never even thought about livestock that all of these ranchers have with all of these fires that are. So 12 years old, smothered her 8-year-old cousin over an iPhone and then repositioned her body. This shit was crazy.
As a father, when you first read this story and saw the video reports, your thoughts about it?
I was shocked. I was shocked to the extent that I realized the world that we live in today. You know, the fact that you could have a 12 and 8-year-old fighting over an iPhone, cousins, mind you, at grandmother's house, and then have the 12-year-old kill her cousin and then come back and position the body and try to cover up what she had done. You know, that doesn't happen overnight. That's not something, you know, you don't jump from most juvenile crimes are property related, burglary, vandalism, but you killed your cousin behind an iPhone. They need to lock her ass up.
And got back into bed.
He said they need to lock her ass up. And Melinda, yes, that there must have been a reason why there were cameras in the bedroom. True. Why were there cameras in the bedroom, Melinda? Huh. And the little girl didn't even know it. Let's see what the psychologist has to say.
And went to sleep.
You know, and I also read, I'm glad you mentioned that, because they said that they didn't find out until like a day or two later, I think.
They had to go watch the video. The grandmother. And imagine what it was like for the grandmother to go and view that video for the first time.
But it also makes me question, why is there a camera
in
an 8-year-old's room? You know, a 12-year-old's room. You know, so there had to have been behavioral issues before that had not been addressed. And I'm sure they're going to scream mental health and, you know, all this other mess. And I'm curious to know what sort of mental health issues or therapy that she may have had before this.
All right, Dr. Jasmine Boone, your thoughts on this disturbing situation?
It's so unfortunate. And it's so like no one wins. Poor grandma, poor moms that lost both of their babies one way or the other. But, you know, we don't know, you know, like according to the article and news, there's no speculation of mental health issues. So ruling that out, we do have to take into consideration that this girl, this 12-year-old, her brain is not fully developed, right? So this.
Okay, excuse me. Her brain isn't fully developed. But you smothered your cousin, repositioned her body, and took your ass to sleep. How would her brain know to do that? I don't go with that. I just don't. You commit a crime. It's in you to do a crime. It should be in you to do the time.
We're talking about the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making, consequences, the pros and cons, weighing them out before making the decision, long-term consequences, like all the things that the prefrontal cortex is responsible for. She hasn't matured into that yet and won't for another 12 or 13 years.
Okay, I can't. I don't want the excuses. I really don't. I'm not going to look at why would she do this? Why? No, she did it. She had the forethought to do it. Let's forget about the frontal this and that. You have a 9-year-old that shot his mother to death. That just happened about a week ago. Because she didn't want him to play his game and wanted him to clean his room up.
Prosecutors don't care about that. They want to try her as an adult.
They want to try her as an adult, but who she is at 12 will not be who she is at 24.
How do we know
30, 40, like literally her brain is not fully matured, right? And so I personally and professionally don't think she should be tried as an adult. I think there is...
So you want us to put her in juvenile detention, and then when she's 18... she gets out, she's released, and let's say she does this to someone else. Let's say she has the capacity to keep doing this when she doesn't get her way. Now what? Come on now. Let's stop.
A desensitization that's taking place with the social media and all that good stuff.
Exactly,
where
Melinda.
She may know, like, I want to kill her, but you don't know the gravity and the long-term impact of your decision.
At 12 years old, you know if you kill somebody, that person is not coming back. You watched it on the news. I'm sure she's heard about people being killed in her neighborhoods, or she's watched the news, she's seen it. She knows there's consequences. You know when you're playing these video games, you kill these people. What was that game? The cops are coming to look for you. But you had the forethought to smother her, reposition her, go to bed. Get out of here.
And so I don't know that trying her as an adult is fair.
And before we get to you, Lewis, one of the issues I have here is when we as a society, all of us, covet a phone.
Oh my God.
It's a electronic device, but in this case, we're willing allegedly to kill for it.
It's not allegedly. It's not allegedly. She did it. It's on camera. Isaiah, I'm going to let you go now, Isaiah, because it's not allegedly. Yep. It's not allegedly. It's not allegedly. Every day in New Orleans, these young men, and two is here, they're killing each other. I mean, they're killing women. They're just taking a life. And these are young kids. I don't want to hear about, thank you. I knew at 12, dead is dead. Thank you. My friend's son killed his friend. 14 years old, and they gave him juvenile life and tried him as an adult. But that means he's going to get out when he's 18 or 20, right, too? A 15-year-old was killed last night. Jesus Christ. This shit is crazy. Then, okay, I think this one is in New Orleans with the man, the guy that cut his mother's arm off with the chainsaw. That was in New Orleans, right? Okay, so here we go. This is just, let me add this to the screen.
Tonight, we are getting a look at the scene following a gruesome attack that left a woman with her arm severed. Police say 34-year-old John Pittman used a chainsaw to cut the woman's arm off, who they believe is his mother.
WDSU reporter Jonah Gilmore is live at 10.
Now, my sister told me about this a few days ago, and the woman actually made it to her son's house too, or was it her cousin? Made it to the house with her arm in her other hand, okay? With her arm.
Jonah, you got video that shows the moment the suspect was arrested.
Well, Stella Gina also talked to a neighbor who describes hearing a noise sounding like a chainsaw, then a woman screaming. She says that she never imagined anything like that happening so close to her home, telling me it was pure chaos.
I know, that's crazy.
This chaotic scene unfolding after police say the man seen in this video used a chainsaw to cut off a woman's arm.
Upon their arrival, the officers located the victim suffering from what appeared to be a severed arm.
Monday afternoon.
Is that Epiturol? That looks like the houses down the street from where your mom, well, not look, but the houses look like that.
A chainsaw was seen being put into a brown evidence bag as several evidence markers lined the sidewalk and stairs at the home on Franklin Avenue. Tawana Crockett, who lives nearby, says she heard the chaos.
To see and hear something like this is it's shocking. It's disturbing.
According to New Orleans police, the woman who had her arm cut off is 70 years old. Police believe she's the mother of the suspect, but details about what led to the attack are unknown.
Right now, detectives are in the process of gathering information to identify a motive right now.
This video obtained by WDSU shows the man police identify as 34-year-old John Pittman wrestling with officers in the aftermath. At one point, the group falls backwards downstairs. Then you see an officer holding her head while stumbling to a nearby car. A spokesperson with NOPD says 2 officers were injured.
We do understand that they did receive mild to moderate injuries in the process of engaging the suspect.
The video goes on to show additional officers from multiple agencies wrestling with Pittman. He is eventually put into a car moments before the chainsaw is carried away. Police say the woman whose arm was severed is in critical condition, and Crockett says She hopes the victim recovers.
I just don't feel good about it. I don't.
Now, police have not released any details about the victim's identity. As for Pittman, he's facing charges of aggravated battery by cutting and resisting arrest. We're live downtown in New Orleans Police Headquarters. Jonah Gilmore, WDSU News.
Okay, he was mental and wanted money. Now, didn't you tell me that her arm was reattached? This is crazy. When she told me about that story, I'm like, wait a minute, what? He did what to his mom? This shit is crazy. But I want you to hang up. I want you to hear about this sting operation. And
what happens when you give a gun and a bat?
How some of these cops go way out of what their jurisdiction is. Okay, they were able to save her arm. Okay, because they didn't say that on the news, but I remember you telling me that they were able to reattach her arm. 70 years old. 70 years old. Okay, so this one is a little, let's just move it around here. This is the secret recordings about a predator sting operation.
Recordings were obtained by NewsChannel5 investigates from inside what was supposed to be a sting operation to nab child sexual predators. But as you are about to hear, in their zeal to make some big cases, Millersville conspiracy-minded cops appeared to have crossed the line of what is legal.
This is another exclusive dug up by our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams. And what you've uncovered, we've heard some of it. It's disturbing.
Yeah, sick individuals prowling online spaces in search of children is a real concern for law enforcement. And agencies like the TBI have had real success in busting those predators. But this Millersville operation appears to have been flawed from the very beginning.
I'm not authorized to just do this.
In the 15 years that Nick Leonardo has helped News Channel 5 sort through sometimes complex legal issues.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I used to have one.
None compares to these secret recordings that we obtained from someone inside what was supposed to be a sting to catch child sex predators.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
That sting, touted in this cheesy video posted online, was by Millersville's conspiracy-minded assistant police chief Sean Taylor and a colorful cast of characters he assembled for the operation. Nick Leonardo's reaction?
That this is the most disturbing video that I've ever been asked to comment on since I've been doing the legal analyst job here at the station.
Some of your theories are so bizarre. Are you worried about them affecting your credibility?
I have no worries about that.
As News Channel 5 investigates first revealed, Sean Taylor had voiced support for all sorts of bizarre conspiracy theories, many of them involving child sex trafficking and some of the country's most powerful political figures.
So be real careful, especially when it comes to our state agencies.
In a phone call in the run-up to the Millersville sting, Taylor once again reveals his conspiracy-fueled paranoia, insisting that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and other state law enforcement agencies are involved in the child sex trafficking.
So we just got to be real careful with them because we have people that we've already identified that are involved in the money laundering side.
Truth be told, it's a lie.
It's unhinged.
It's unhinged. It is very, very, very dangerous.
In fact, this team photo for Operation Clean Sweep, as Taylor dubbed it, consisted of just 5 police officers from Millersville, none with actual experience running child sex stings. 2 of the men were introduced to the group as prayer warriors. The woman in the middle, a 3-time Republican candidate for Congress from North Carolina, who faced accusations of domestic violence and child abuse that she denied. There were also 2 MAGA podcasters and this man, former Navy SEAL Craig Soulman Sawyer.
And one of those locations is near Nashville, Tennessee, that they're flying the children into.
Sawyer now routinely makes unfounded claims, raising money for his own nonprofit called Veterans for Child Rescue, although there's no evidence that his group has ever rescued any actual children. And here behind closed doors, Sawyer talks about his own bizarre hopes for his work with Sean Taylor.
So start whacking some, not to make it political, but whole leftist, corrupt, pedophile, this evil thing that's taken over Nashville.
And then just when you thought it couldn't get any more shocking, you keep listening and it just gets worse as it goes.
We're going to have search warrants that are already, they'll have to meet certain parameters for us to execute the search warrant, but they're going to be pre-signed search warrants.
So a search warrant cannot be pre-signed. You have to see what's going on, and you have to put that into a warrant, and you have to swear to that individually in front of a judge, and that becomes the probable cause.
Is a pre-signed search warrant going to stand up in court?
A pre-signed search warrant would be a criminal offense in and of itself.
In the recordings, a member of Sawyer's team reveals a deal with Sean Taylor where Millersville PD would seize data from any suspects and share that data with Sawyer's group, people who are not sworn law enforcement officers.
They're going to dump their phones when they've agreed to give us their contact lists off their phones.
But there's no reason whatsoever that any kind of evidence, electronic data that's seized from any kind of device pursuant to a valid search warrant should ever be in the hands of a private individual.
In our case, you literally create a profile and within 10 seconds, it's flooded with predators saying, hey, baby, blah, 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 blah.
And the video shows it was members of Craig Sawyer's team actually doing the chatting, posing online as a 12-year-old girl. But listen to what Sean Taylor says he was told about how it had to be done to make it legal.
So we just talked to our DA. And so with the Tennessee state law, it says that the officer has to do the actual typing. That with our law, it says that it has to be a law enforcement officer posing as a minor.
Clearly, it needs to be a post-certified sworn law enforcement officer on the other side of that computer tapping those keys.
They needed videos of the law enforcement chatting.
I'm not getting your faces.
Yeah, I'm cool with it, but they wanted to show law enforcement, not us touching the phones.
And the fact that they end up with people who are not law enforcement officers tapping the keys, those cases are in trouble.
Those cases are in serious, serious trouble.
The recording showed the plan was to try to lure the predators to this shell station here in Robertson County because the officers thought the prosecutor in this district would be more likely to work with them on their cases.
Yeah.
This is one of the detectives from that sting who's talking.
Mater there is best friend with the district attorney in Robertson County. They went to high school together. So we said, let's put this here so I can talk to him and we lock everything in. So he won't stand for nothing, and they all hate pedophiles.
And when they did get one suspect who had bicycled up I-65 from Nashville thinking he was going to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, Millersville police took the man into custody.
They said he was peddling like a son of a bitch.
And the recording showed the suspect was brought here to this fire station. He didn't want to talk to police, so they turned him over to Craig Sawyer's film crew.
I just walked out. The also camera crew went in and just started asking him questions. He just gave everything up.
The camera crew went in?
Yeah.
That sounds like To Catch a Predator.
We didn't prompt him. We didn't prompt him to ask any questions. We didn't have him do anything. It was unsolicited, and he just started what we call spontaneous utterance. Just laying it out there.
I mean, hands down, the confession is not coming in for a host of different reasons because you have a private third party doing the interrogation and sitting here and filming it. That's not coming into evidence. It's just not.
This guy could walk. Probably would.
He certainly would walk. Certainly would walk based on the facts that we're going over here. I don't see how this prosecution could stick.
Still, the suspect was booked into the Robertson County Jail, which the detective grimly hints could be his last stop.
Probably, honestly, I wouldn't doubt he gets come up missing in the jail.
Yeah, I agree. I would like that.
That's a Robertson County thing. If you're going to Robertson, Murray, Hickman, Monroe, and Giles, you're not coming out of the jail.
He said he was going to come up missing in jail. That's what he said. He was going to come up missing in jail.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does he know that the rest of us do not?
Essentially, it sounds like he's saying we're taking him to a jurisdiction where we don't think he'll come out alive.
Well, yeah, that could be the inference that's drawn. That's very scary. And I think that's cause for an investigation by the TBI to determine what is meant by that.
Nick Leonardo says he believes Millersville PD is now a rogue agency where conspiracy theorists have decided the laws do not apply to themselves. From what you've heard in these recordings, is this a police department that's out of control?
It sounds to me like it's a police department that had never had control. This is jeopardizing the safety of the citizens of the city of Millersville, and something needs to be done.
Craig Sawyer has gone on InfoWars and other far-right podcasts attacking me for my investigation of Sean Taylor and claiming that this predator sting generated enough evidence to charge another 70 people. There's no way to tell if that's really true. After all, he has said a lot of things that are just flat out false. And unfortunately, Millersville police did not respond to my request for comment.
You know, Nick Leonardo referenced this, but you have some sick, dangerous people, real predators, who most people would agree need to be behind bars.
That's right.
But that won't happen if you're not following the law.
Yeah, if you want to enforce the law, you have to follow the law.
It really is that simple. Of course, we'll be watching to see if anybody who can do that takes action.
Absolutely.
Learning more about the Illinois Sheriff's deputy charged in the death of mother Sonya Massey.
These are road cops, some of them not even police officers. Hi, Marcia E. Some of them are not even police officers. And they're plotting, setting people up. That's what they're doing. They're setting people up. So yesterday I was talking to Sarah. Well, so Sarah and I were talking, and then this woman started texting her all of this stuff. She said that she believed she was Heather. Then she believes that she knew Heather, and they were all being held by the same people. And I'm glad you put in Epstein, because that's what's bringing this up. She said that Emilia Estevez, Jeffrey Dahmer, Epstein, hold on a second. Who else did she say? Because Sarah called her, got me on the phone so I can listen to all this crazy shit. But before she called me, she was sending me all of these messages. She said it was a large Asian man that was a cross-dresser who was holding her captive. 1 minute she was working, she was active duty military. Then she had a husband, but she kind of remembered bits and pieces. Then her husband was working undercover. And then she was working with the FBI girl. And they kidnapped her child from military daycare, but she doesn't remember where her child was. This woman was crazy. So Sarah's asking me in the text messages, she was like, oh my God, what else do I say? I said, she's crazy. I said, Sarah, say thank you. And, thank you for letting me know, but no. And she says, well, she was with Heather and she was telling her when she was kidnapped. Sarah says, she goes, my daughter wasn't kidnapped at 13 years old. She goes, if she was kidnapped at 13 years old, I would know. I'm listening to this shit. She's in Oregon, and she was saying that she brought in some comic book characters too. I'm sorry. But Emilia Estevez, Jeffrey Dahmer, all of them were in it together. Ted Bundy, hold on. She said Ted Bundy, Alan Buchenlager. She was naming all. Sarah was sending me, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So since she's filed this lawsuit, she's been getting all of this crazy shit. But this woman started digging in her Facebook page, sending her pictures of herself, telling her that they look alike when she was younger. And I was like, oh my God. I said, Sarah, hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. And then somehow or another, I got disconnected. And then Sarah sending me a message. She was like, what do I do? I said, hang up. And she goes, I said, you hung up on me by mistake. She goes, she keeps going, Heidi. I said, Sarah, just keep saying thank you. And if she doesn't be quiet, then hang up. And she finally had to hang up the phone. I was just like, oh my God. But okay, so one more thing before I get out of here. And so this happened about 15 hours ago. okay, 15 hours ago, this man and his wife got into an argument about the air conditioner settings. He threw a pot of gasoline on his wife and set her on fire. That's happened in Florida. Okay. His name is Robert Head. You guys can look it up. There's no media footage that I can show you right now, so it's just the article. He's charged with first-degree murder and arson. This happened Thursday. This happened last Thursday, so it's just getting into the news. This happened last Thursday. His house was on fire. When they got inside of his house, they found his wife deceased. He threw a pot of gasoline on her, set her on fire, which the house started burning. They found him, Robert, hiding in a dog kennel, holding a machete and saying he was going to kill himself. Now, the daughter was at the house when he set the mother on fire. She said that they argued all the time. She said that when she came home from work on Thursday, the air conditioning was really low and it was hot. So the daddy was upset. She said that her dad called his wife bitches. And she said the mama called him a broke bitch. He walked outside smiling. She said he came back with a pot full of gasoline. He told her that she wasn't leaving there today. And he took the pot and emptied it on his wife's body and her feet. And he lit a piece of paper and threw it on his wife, causing an explosive reaction. He said that the reason he did it because his wife was defending her daughter. So undoubtedly that's not his daughter. He said ever since the daughter moved into the home with them about 2 years ago, they always argued over the air conditioning. He said he had planned to take his own life before the officer showed up. My question was, why were you hiding if you had planned to take your life? Just kill yourself. Why kill a woman? They've been arguing over the air conditioner. That's what they were arguing over. So guys, please don't argue with your spouse over the air conditioning because he might just go get a pot of gasoline and throw on you. Now, I wanted to give you an update on Joselyn's case out of Houston, who was lured to the bayou and threw in there. They've been doing search warrants, and that was a 13-page search warrant. So they said that she went out and met them. That doesn't make sense to me when she was on the phone with her boyfriend. Why is she going meet these guys? So the stories are changing. So here we go. Let me just get this here.
We're learning disturbing new details about the death of 12-year-old Joselyn Nungaray. 2 Venezuelan nationals are charged with murdering the young girl and dumping her body in a North Houston bayou. Stephen Goen has been going through a new search warrant we obtained tonight. Stephen, what have you learned?
Police actually filed this search warrant in an effort to get more information about one of these suspects' cell phone records. But there was additional information that may give us a better understanding of what happened the night Joselyn Nungaray was killed. We have to warn you, some of the details here are graphic. This 13-page search warrant describes the contrasting interviews that Franklin Pena and Johan Martinez Rangel had with Houston police in the hours following their arrest on June 20th. Just a few days earlier, on June 16th, the two men charged in the killing.
Now, let's remember, they're now saying that all of these killings was because Kamala Harris failed as her job as the border czar, which there's a whole Congress behind that. But this was her fault as well, okay? Her fault and Joe Biden's fault. Okay, let's forget about all the other illegal immigrants that came into the country and that were killing people while Trump was in office as well, and other presidents. So let's just go.
Of 12-year-old Joselyn Nungaray spent hours at an Ojos Locos sports cantina in North Houston before they met Joselyn at the 7-Eleven on Rankin Road, according to police. According to the court documents, they asked her for directions, and the three of them left together. When speaking to detectives after his arrest, Pena said that he kissed Joselyn on the lips after they walked away from that 7-Eleven. But in that same interview, he denied touching her and describes how his co-defendant allegedly killed Joselyn. He stated that Martinez Rangel wrapped his arms around Joselyn's neck and guided her underneath this bridge on Rankin, where he took off her pants and climbed on top of her. The search warrant states that Pena told him to stop, but he replied, quote, "I have to finish what I started." He told police Martinez Rangel later strangled Joselyn to death and then tied up her hands and feet. That interview, starkly different from that of the second suspect. According to the warrant, Martinez Rangel initially distanced himself from the murder and claimed that Pena was solely responsible. He later told police that he did tie up Joselyn's hands and feet, but he said he told Pena to throw her body into the bayou because he thought it would get rid of DNA evidence.
So they killed her before they threw her in the water. And just like I was saying about Micah Miller, why would you stand in the river or the lake river and, S yourself, unalive yourself? Why? To get rid of evidence if you're going to do it yourself? That didn't make sense to me, and it still doesn't. And this is what they're saying. They figure by throwing her in the water, it would get rid of DNA evidence. That's why I think they threw that. Well, they pew-pewed her and the gun was found in the water.
Now, the search warrant also claims that both suspects had injuries on their arms when arrested. We don't know if that's because Joselyn was fighting back. As I mentioned before, this search warrant was filed to obtain cell phone records. We are following up with Houston police to see if they found anything. At HPD headquarters tonight, Stephen Goen.
Oh, they're under construction again.
Disturbing information.
They're under construction.
There, Stephen, with the update.
So, okay, that's it. But they keep changing their stories. So I do believe she fought them. I do believe she fought them with all of her might. So again, guys, I want to say thank you. I think that's only ones that I wanted to talk to you about this morning. Tonight, Debbie and I are doing Forbidden Love at 5:30. I hope you guys can join us then. And again, if you did watch the live last night that Debbie and I did, could you please go back and leave a comment there? And please hit the like button. Please. Can we hit the like button? Gamecock Jenny is, oh yeah, I did speak to Gamecock Jenny. Again, Pat Alexander, I love your new avatar. I love it. So I haven't forgotten. It was something else that someone asked me to do, and I'm gonna try to get it done before I leave this week. Good morning, Jennifer. Girl, you keep mods. You've got to pay your mod dues. Okay, Jennifer has paid mod dues for her and someone else already. Y'all got to pay your dues. If you're a mod here, you have to pay. I'm charging for wrenches now. That's just it. I'm charging. Heidi, there's a Zoom tonight. Okay. I want the link because yesterday I didn't even get the damn thing. And I thought it was a Zoom. Debbie said that it went to YouTube. And I'm like, no, I signed up for Zoom. Mustang, drop the link in the chat. There you go. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm going to pin that. See, it keeps saying Zoom. I'm going to have to find out what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to have to find out what's going on. Okay, Scotland has paid her dues. Thank you, Scotland. Scotland, thank you. Thank you for paying your dues. I appreciate it. I didn't have to go through. See, I was waiting for the Zoom link. Oh, that's why. Okay, all right. I'm going to put it on my Outlook calendar. But so 7:15 at night would be, that's Eastern time, right? So that'll be 4 for me. Yeah. So that'll give me time to get in there. But let me pin this link real quick. Hold on. I need to pin this link. Pin message. There we go. I pinned it. Oh, Michelle, thank you for paying your dues. Oh, $5.49. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad you're paying your dues. I'm going to be looking at Terry Lynn will be on. I'm going to be on there. Okay, so you're going to Tina, thank you for paying your dues. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mustang Sally, I don't know where your dues is, but that's okay because Jennifer paid your dues the other day. I didn't even get the email. I did not get the email. But I'll keep an eye on it today. I definitely will. And I just saw Maria went live on Sunday. So I just put it on my phone to queue it up so I can listen to it. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you for paying Mustang Sally's due. And I put a petition on my community tab to get Lisa Richards off of TikTok. And if you guys I don't know if you watch TikTok or not, but I know Chantel has it on her page on Scam Slam, who had one of Lisa Richards' friends on there from school, and they were talking about all of the different. She had over 45 cash apps at one time to get money off of. So it's on my community tab and good morning, Dreamsicle. You sent me a DM? Hold on, Dreamsicle. Hold on. I didn't get a notification, so maybe it hasn't come through yet. Yeah, I haven't gotten a notification. Oh, wait a minute. That might be it. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, how tight. Oh, shit. Look at his package. Oh, my God. Yes, that is newsworthy. Okay, guys. A French swimmer had his fans going wild over his swim trunks. This is newsworthy. Stuff like this is always newsworthy. Okay? Always newsworthy. Look at that. Look at that. So, hi, Aesop's. Oh, no. Aesop's, I think somebody already paid for you too. Let's take a look at that again. Hold on. Let's do this again. And, I just want to make sure everybody sees this. I'm here to bring you the news, and this is causing a stir. Just like Chris Brown in his harness with his jump all up front, okay? This is not illegal, okay? This is not illegal, all right? So that's the package we're looking for, Okay, so I just want to make sure that every oh, Dreamsicle, thank you. The package is nice. The face is nice. Yeah, I don't have a problem with any of that. I don't have a problem. And that's after shrinkage, girl. He was swimming. Can you imagine? Now look at this other guy in his swimsuit versus him in his. And that's after shrinkage. Okay, let's take a look at this. Look at the other guy. Nothing, honey. But that's after shrinkage, guys. This is what I'm talking about. If you can have that after shrinkage, it is newsworthy. Jennifer, I just saw your thing. Thank you. That is newsworthy. Thank you for closing out the chat on such a high note today. I really appreciate it. Michelle said, does he use it as a propeller when he's... Oh, Michelle. Oh, I'm telling you, wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on the line to go. You know what? I'm thinking about wham. I got to stop. See, wham. Wait. Oh, my God. Oh, that wouldn't scare me. No, bulls are fun to ride. They really are. Excuse me. I got to go. Oh, my God. Oh my God. That's a boat we want. No. Oh my God. Heidi does the chat. Heidi, I'm closing the chat. I'm going. Okay, guys, have a great have a great day. Have a great day. Again, when the live ends, please go back and leave a comment. And if you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. I really do appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.